What's up, guys? It's the Podcast Boys back with episode 71. We got no guest today, but it will be a good episode. Let's go straight into story time. Does anyone got stories for the week?
Yeah, so I had school. Um, School was good. Yeah, that's basically
I'm
it.
Cheyenne.
Nice.
I'm 15, single. I'm from. I don't remember what he said. But last episode, sorry I wasn't there, but that was a pretty good episode. I I like it. It was good. Um, so I'm not gonna go for story time right now because mine kind of leads into topics. So Justin, you can go.
All right. Um, this week we had our first soccer game for our school team for our junior team. It was a game against one of the other high schools, which was one of the guys on my actual team was on. Um, it was it's a good game. It's the first time playing with all the guys on our team, from 8 to 10. So yeah, it was a good game. But we unfortunately we lost. It was a tough game. We were up 1-0 by the first half, and then we kind of broke down defensively, and then they just started piling in on us, and they just started just I don't know, being
What?
super offensive. Yeah. So yeah, it was fun. It's gonna be Monday and Wednesday on for our games and stuff. But the unfortunate thing is we don't really have practices because it's field time schedules and stuff. So we just have to kind of just do kickabouts as a team. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then yeah, I just had I've been so busy with my schedule and stuff, just sports and school and stuff. I think I've had sports every day this week. I haven't really had a break, which is I mean, it's good to get back into things, but I just kind of got hit with everything all at once, which is I mean, it's all right, but um yeah, so I had soccer, school, I had a basketball practice today, which is good. Um and yeah, I got work tomorrow and stuff, but
Dude,
yeah.
when's that PS5 coming in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good thing, bro. I got another paycheck today. I got my payroll today. So basically, I just don't know where to cop it from, where to buy, where's a reputable site that's cheap. Cause I
Uh,
can pull a trigger now.
StockX.
But StockX is resale, which is
Yeah, sure. Could
you
be
know,
scared. I
and
saw one
then
at EB Games. I
Walmart.
saw like three of them at EB Games, but I haven't seen any since then, and they're gone. I checked
Mm,
again.
how
I got
about
scammed.
Dank Mart?
Dankmart. Yeah, you know
They
they're
sell them there.
selling. They're selling. No, no. So I guess I'll go into mine. So basically, I had football, won my game, soccer. So that's why I wasn't here. I had a soccer game on a Friday night, which is weird, but I scored a back heel. So I received the ball in the box,
Dude.
and then I scored back heel. While you guys were talking about Premier League or whatever, I
Mm-hmm.
was scoring goals like a badass. And then
That's cool.
yeah, so we won that, and it was pouring rain, if you guys remember. So that was interesting. I did the Terry Fox run today, and out of all the grade 10s and 9s, I came ninth place. Most of them, I don't know, I was jogging like at a normal, like jogging, like sort of pace. I didn't stop or anything. I was just jogging nonstop. And the hard part was going uphill. It was a kilometer, and I came ninth place. So that's pretty good, honestly. Out of like, what, 400 kids, maybe more than that. But yeah. Um, so going into topics, but also at the same time story time. I learned this week what would happen if the Earth. So this was for science. I was like doing research on my own time, and I found this, and I thought it was really interesting. So if the Earth stopped for 1 second, stopped rotating, what do you guys think would happen? Do you have any guesses?
I have no idea.
No idea. ET, anything?
We would be flung off.
Flung off? What do you mean by that? Like flung off the Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's pretty close. So basically, if the Earth stops spinning for 1 second, the Earth travels 800 kilometers a second, and it's going. If the Earth is turning east and it stops, if you're not physically strapped with a seatbelt to Earth, you're being flung east. So they say that half of the Earth's population would die in like a second because if it hit all of us, we'd die because there's a wall right next to us and around us. And think of it like this: if if you're in a car and you're going really fast and you don't have your seatbelt on and you crash, the front of the car hits something, hits a wall, you're going straight out the windshield, right? It's the same thing with the Earth. So if the Earth just stops suddenly, buildings would be anything not attached to the Earth would be ripping out. People, if you're downtown, if some I can't think of a circumstance where you would live, but if somebody was able to see downtown and see what's happening, people would be flying out of buildings. People would be flying everywhere out of skyscrapers, out of office windows, everything. Bodies would be everywhere. I can't think of a way how somebody could like. Can you guys think of any way that somebody would survive that?
Dude, I'm just saying, what would happen to like oceans and like rivers and shit?
Oh, okay. So that if nothing really would happen because it doesn't really have to do. If I'm correct, I think nothing will happen because the only thing that would happen is you just notice that the days are going to be longer or the nights are going to be longer. Um,
Mm.
so maybe that might affect the ocean because the moon is more so on that part of the earth. It might affect tides and stuff, but I don't really think it would be doing much to the water. But so there's that theory of what will happen, and there's also another one saying that if the earth stops spinning, not suddenly but slowly stopping, then nothing would really happen, except for the days would be longer and nights would be longer. Um, and yeah, but other than that, nothing would really happen. But if it came to complete stop instantly, then yeah, everyone would die pretty much. It'd be a very sad day for humanity. The reason why not everyone on Earth would die so instantly is because if you're like somebody that's looking over the Grand Canyon, right, and you're sightseeing or something, and you get flung over the Grand Canyon, you're not gonna hit the Grand Canyon within half a second or 1 second. It's gonna take probably like maybe 10 seconds, maybe more than that. So that's why they say half of humanity would die in 1 second because there's people like us that are right next to walls and all that. We would just like, I think maybe if you're in like a massive room, like a classroom or something, you might see, depending on where you are in the room, you might see the people die in front of you for like a half a second, like a millisecond, and then you die. So you wouldn't, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I just found it kind of interesting. But
Yeah, that's like that's weird.
can you? I still can't think of any reason how someone would survive that. Like planes would be ripping it like apart. Like
Like everything, like just imagine just everything doing that like super quickly.
that's kind of funny to think of, but also it's not because there's probably gonna be lots of gore and like
Dude,
you know.
imagine it's like when you're playing like a game or something and it like lags and everything just like catches
Yeah,
up quick.
exactly.
That's exactly what happened to you, but you just like hit the wall. Like Matt says, the wall is here. I just hit the wall, but like everything in my room just like hits a wall once and I'm dead. It'll be like it's like a lag spike, bro.
Yeah,
It's like the
pretty
1
much.
second lag spike. You just like die. That's kind of fucked
Yeah.
though at the same time, dude.
I can't think of a way or a reason why that would happen to Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like
but
why would
a
there stop?
Yeah.
random question, but all questions need answers. That's
Mhm.
we got science.
Science? Yeah. Yeah, true.
Oh, yo, I have one more thing to add to my story time because I was like, we talked about all this weather stuff, and I just remembered I had like it's like really weird, and it's like it doesn't normally happen, but I had a soccer game on Saturday, uh, and then basically what happened, it was like downtown, so it's
What
like we have to
happened,
drive.
bro?
But anyways, we get to the field, whatever, we warm up, like it looks like a nice day and stuff. And then we got onto the field and like we're getting ready to like play and stuff. Uh, so the game starts about like 10 minutes in, and then like 5 minutes in, it starts like pouring with rain, right? Just
Mhm.
like simultaneously, it just pretty much just starts raining. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird, but like, okay, whatever. Like we're like used to it or whatever. Like it's fine. And then like within a couple minutes, it starts like there's like thunder and lightning. So there's like one of my friends, she's like kicking the ball over this way. I'm looking back, right? I'm like tracking back, and all I see is like a big flash in the sky. I'm like, holy shit.
Mhm.
And then the thunder is like, you know how you can count like however many
Oh
seconds
yeah,
is
and
how
then
many
the
thunder.
sound comes
It was
in.
like pretty close, and everyone just kind of like stops and looks at each other, and the refs like, oh, like everyone's like confused, and he just like everyone go back to the bench, and it's
Run.
like it's funny because there's like a dugout thing
Get
at the
the fuck out
at
of there!
the
Mhm.
but the dugout thing is all metal, so it's like it's a metal box, and the benches are metal, so we're like, what the what? We just have to like stand under here.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so basically, the protocol for like thunder and lightning and stuff, if it's close to the field, is you have to wait 30 minutes to the last thunder or like lightning or whatever, and then you can start playing. But the thing
Bruh.
is, it just so we're waiting. It must have been like 5 minutes. It starts again, and
Reset.
everyone's like, "Oh, like we'll be fine, we'll be fine," and then it just keeps doing it. And then there's like two fields that we were playing, and then there was like girls playing on the other side, and they just called it like they called the game off, and we're like, "No, like please," and then it's weird. The head ref, like for the like North Shore or well, I can't say that. For like the refing
Cut
association
it out.
was right there, and he's like, "Was I don't think like it's gonna happen," and so they called the game off. But like it was only like 10, 20 minutes in, so like nothing had happened. Like it was 0-0 still, and like yeah. So I think they're gonna reschedule the game, or we have to play it again. But yeah, nothing happened pretty much. So we're gonna play on the long weekend, I think, like 2 games or something, but
Yay. Just the
yay.
thing is, don't stand under a tree, because I think lightning strikes like the tallest thing, mainly.
Yeah,
But then also metal is it's pretty bad
yeah,
too.
true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's weird because like our games like don't get canceled. Like it literally like I me and Colin used to play on the same team and it would be like snowing and like they wouldn't call like stuff like that. Like it just doesn't happen for our like I don't know, for our league or whatever, but
Mhm.
I
What if
remember
weird.
the
like
lightning struck the ball?
Like it's weird, right? Okay, one of the reasons why everyone's like, why the fuck did I call it off? Is because there was like giant poles, like metal poles,
Mhm.
right? Because the lights are like
Mhm.
this and this, right? And
It's like a
my
lightning
headset
rod.
field. It's yeah, literally like this. And there's other like there's two giant metal statues of like it's like Terry Fox or something like there's like two statues on either side of the field. So we're like, what? Like I think we're fine, but I don't know. They still have to call it off because it's like a safety thing, but. I don't know.
boys,
I
I
don't
don't
know
think it's
what
gonna
would
happen.
happen though. If it did, imagine lightning strike the ball. I think it would just like
You just burst the ball. The ball probably go flying in the air. You know, in
Mhm.
like Roblox when you like glitch it and you like hit something and then it goes
it
flying.
just
Yeah.
goes out.
Like that,
I think it
probably.
would like
Or catch on
catch
fire,
on
maybe.
fire. Yeah,
Mhm.
like the field because we're playing on turf. So I think maybe like something like that. But I don't really know.
In the summer, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a massive thunderstorm at about like 11 or 12.
Oh, I
Um,
remember that.
and when the thunder would go off in my backyard, it would. I don't think we've got that much rain. It may was in June, maybe May. We got that much
Mm,
rain, and I don't think I've seen that much rain for a while. And it was so much. It was literally like you're in a fucking thunderstorm, like inside of it,
yeah,
because the thunder would you would see the lightning go off, and at the same exact time, the sound would be there. So it's no delay.
yeah,
So it was pretty much I was inside of it, like
dude. Yeah, dude, I remember that. I was like, just it was like 11 or 12 or something like that, and like I was at my old house, so must have been like it's like early summer, yeah, probably like earlier in the summer, right? And I just feel like you feel like the house, like my house was like it felt like it was shaking, like it almost felt like an earthquake because it was like so loud, and then it just like out the window there's like lights like flashing. I'm like, what the fuck? And so like
I
I
just
go
turned on
out.
like a movie, I think too. I
Yeah, I was
just
like, well,
turned on
what
a
the hell?
movie, and then
But then yeah, it just like it's so loud,
I
and then
thought it
you
was the
like
speakers
feel.
on the movie that were making the noise for a little bit.
Yeah, bro, just like bass boost the secret.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like honestly, it's cool to like see it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
don't know, because it doesn't happen that much here. So
By the time this video is probably uploaded, it might have already happened, but Monday we're gonna apparently get thunder in the afternoon.
damn,
Do.
With it's like on Google, it has every sort of thing that it could ever have for like a image. So like there's sun in there, there's rain in there, there's clouds, there's thunder, everything mixed together. So I don't know how likely that will be or how
yeah,
I don't know, but I'll see.
it's weird like how quickly the weather changes. Like literally the first day we had school, or like the first day is not summer, it's just like pouring rain, and it just like switches right away. Like
Yeah.
it's already
Yeah,
colder, rainy. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
It kind of started to switch. I feel like every season, like a week or two before it ends, it starts to get, you know,
Yeah,
out of the season.
yeah, true that. All right, I guess we'll go on topics then.
Yay.
Yay.
Bro, who's first?
I don't know. Who wants to go first?
Me.
Okay.
Why is it my thing? Oh, it's 3. Press the wrong button. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah, so you got the Fortnite Balenciaga. It's
Damn.
really weird. Cause it's
Best collab ever.
yeah,
Was
it's
it the first time you're seeing it when I shared it, or did you see it before?
was when you showed it.
Oh.
There was also TikTok ads of it. Like it was just billboards
Yeah.
like of the collection. It's literally the same thing, just copy and paste it on different accessories. Like look.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
okay. First off, like, what the fuck? Like, I understand Fortnite doing like fucking Travis Scott, or like I don't know,
hmm
fucking Marshmallow or some shit. Even like that's kind of
Oh, I was
outlandish, like
streaming
weird.
OBS. I
Oh.
didn't realize that.
Yo,
Oops.
that's so weird to see. Like, it's like delayed, but yeah. I don't know. It's weird that they do something with like Balenciaga. It's like I like fashioned like it's like literally designer and Fortnite doing with it. Like the logo like doesn't match. Like everything looks just like so off about it. Like it
hmm
looks like Fortnite merch. Like it looks like $20 like merch. But like yeah, literally it's like screen printed, but then the small Balenciaga logo. Like it doesn't look good. It's like probably good quality, but like it's just like why not just get like a
Yeah, the
I don't
profit
know.
is huge. Like imagine how much
Oh
that
yeah.
costs.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Drop for
So
everything.
yeah. So next one we got Billie Eilish got these new Jordan 1 retros, and it's made with fake leather. Yeah, these are new, I guess. I mean, yeah, not released yet. Yeah, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's actually kind of sick.
Um, Probably won't get these though, cause
It's
I don't know.
expensive.
Yeah, the color. I would have to see them in real life.
Yeah. What
Cause
would you wear with? It's like bright green.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
no idea.
Too flat. It's like really flashy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even flashy. It's just like neon
Out
of like
there.
a color. So
Dude, in
Yeah.
the 80s, this thing would be pretty poppin'. But I would have to say drop just because of like, yeah, it's just big, like
Yeah.
it's out there, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, that's all I got. Let's go back to
Okay.
here. Boom.
I can go because mine are kind of short. So I have Oh wait, let me just pull it up again. I lost it here. So I don't know how to pronounce this, but I'm gonna try. So it is. Wait, can you guys see it? Yeah, you can.
Hmm?
It's Ga Gun Gana Bisya Day. I don't know how to say that, but it's like the Independence Day. Yeah, and so
Guinea
this
Bissau? I
is
don't even know.
yeah. So this is kind of going into Lord of the Rings news. So basically, it's the first time they released a game in a while, and a lot of people got pretty excited about this, especially the community, because they don't make any stuff about Lord of the Rings much anymore, especially games as well. This is the first time they released a official game
Sheesh.
that was like from the creators of Lord of the Rings that were approved and all that. So it's set to take place in the second age of Middle Earth, right before The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. So this is the trailer, and everyone's upset because they were so hyped for it, and then they
Uh-huh.
realize it's a mobile game. Um, but yeah, I feel their pain. I would hate that, but yeah, here it is. I hope it doesn't. You know what? Actually, ET, are you able to stream
Oh,
it? Because I feel like it's gonna lag. I'll just
yeah, you were
send
lagging right as you said that. Sure, no problem. I can do that. Just have to put the stream thingy. Oh yeah, let me set this up.
bro. My computer just like
Yeah,
almost
you were
died.
lagging a
Okay,
lot.
okay, I gotta go back to Discord, but I have Oh, is it playing? Oh, it's playing. Okay. Alright. Control C. Why isn't Discord coming up as?
Oh, you left. Like he's just like refreshing his stuff, or it just
Yeah,
crashed.
Sorry, I had to do that because it wasn't letting me go back.
Lord
So
of the
I
Rings
just put it in the
Rust.
chat while live.
Okay, let me. Okay, no problem. Let's see this. Honestly, just the graphics and like must be like badish. Sorry guys, just gotta. Okay, the OBS is back, and there we go. Okay.
Uh,
All right, guys. Got volume. Yep. Ooh.
they look like action figures.
Yeah.
Like, so that's it. It
No
doesn't look that
gameplay.
great. Yeah, it doesn't look that great. And I guess it's set in like the War of like Sauron or whatever the guy's name is. Um, yeah, everyone was upset about this. But on more news, better news, Lord of the Rings in a year this month will be releasing a TV show that's going to be on Prime Video, and it's an original series from them, and it's set to take place in the second era of Middle Earth. So that's before Hobbit, that was before Lord of the Rings, because in the Lord of the Rings, when he destroys the ring, he goes into the fourth era, and then before that, it was the third, and then this is gonna be the second. So there's no trailer for it yet, anything like that. However, just like what we did with the Kenobi thing, I found a concept trailer that looks the most kind of accurate to the new series coming up, and probably I found other ones that were good, probably better, but this one is probably the most accurate in terms of like, for example, I would look at one and it's just footage of Lord of the Rings movie stuff, so it doesn't feel realistic at all because you're just watching clips from the original movies. But I'll put this one in chat while live. This
All
one
right.
is pretty short. I think it's like 40 seconds, but it looks pretty good. Just gotta make sure this is the right one. Yep, it's the
All
right
right.
one. But it's gonna be on Amazon Prime Video, so a lot of people have been watching lately. I think it's okay, but I'm looking pretty forward to it. I don't know if it'll be good. I guess we'll find out in a year. But yeah, this is the teaser trailer, just a concept, not an actual release.
Their numbers are growing. Unpowerful enough to raise the dead. The enemy was destroyed and will never return.
That's it. But yeah, I think that it doesn't say anything about like what it's gonna be about. That's all they said was like the second era. It could have been the Battle of Sauron. It could be, but we already kind of saw that in Lord of the Rings, clips in it, like flashbacks. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know if it's gonna be good. It could be bad. Who knows? That's all my topics. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Pretty cool. Yeah, just with the game trailer, they should have had some gameplay included because that's what I look for in
Yeah,
game trailers.
yeah,
Like it didn't look too bad. Just that's I can see why people are upset, but they were upset because it's a mobile game, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like weird that they're making a mobile game for it. But I guess like I get the idea behind it. Like it's accessible to like pretty much everyone, and it'll probably be like free and stuff. But at the same time, if you're spending time to make like a like really good game, you might as well like you know what I mean? Like why not
yeah,
like put the effort into making it like a
yeah,
more like legit game by like putting on actual consoles and stuff.
Mhm. I think maybe because they're afraid that it'll just fall off, so they just made it a mobile game because everyone
Yeah,
can get that.
mhm.
it's similar to what I think like I think it's Universal or whatever. But there's like a Harry Potter game, like the same
Oh
idea. It's
yeah,
like mobile and stuff. Like it's not I think there's like a couple other like franchises that do like the same thing. Well, they'll make like a mobile game that's kind of like it almost feels like a spin-off, but it's like it's with the actual company and then they just kind of like I don't know, make it for mobile, but
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Um, yeah, I think, yeah, I agree. But mobile game, it's a pretty like important franchise to a lot of people. So by them making a mobile game, it's not really bringing like a lot of stuff into light, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that with this new TV show coming out, that's definitely gonna bring a lot of people's attention back. Just as The Hobbit did. And The Hobbit was, I think the last one was released in, I want to say 2014. Yeah, 2014. I remember going to see those in theaters. A lot of people I know, I don't know if you guys like them or if you not watched them, but I like them a lot. But a lot of people, I think it's like, um, Rotten Tomatoes. I don't remember what it was. Like, I can't remember if 60% or 80%. But most people that I've seen in real life and talked to, they don't like it. They find it boring. They don't like it. I watched as a little kid, and I liked them. And I think I watched them. I watched them as well growing up. before, no, after that fact that it was in theaters. And I've watched Lord of the Rings too, and I find it good. So I wonder if this TV show is gonna be good. I guess we'll see. It's got a lot of people hyped, but yeah, there has not been much information about it. Like, is Gandalf gonna be in it? Is some because I guess some characters in the series they've been around for thousands of years. So yeah, who knows? Um, yeah, I'm just looking forward to that. There's a lot of like cool TV shows and coming out this year specifically. You know, you got the Spider-Man movie, you got the Obi-Wan. Well, I guess that's next year. There was also the new like Outer Banks season that a lot of people are talking about. I think Mandalorian season's coming out next year. The Corrupt Femme movie's coming out or came out, and then there's actually gonna be a new season for People Just Do Nothing for the TV show. And I think the last season was in 2017 or 2018, one of the two. So I don't know what that's going to be about. But yeah, so a lot of stuff coming out when it comes to movie or television in general. So that's pretty cool. And they had all that Marvel stuff as well. Free Guy was very good. Me and ET watched it together. Um, Yeah, it's pretty good. So a lot of good stuff coming out because of COVID as well. So that's one good thing about COVID. If you're trying to take someone away, that's good. Is that you get all this cool cinematic stuff all at once. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll just go on to my topics now. Okay. So 1 second. All right. So NBA denies Canadian Andrew Wiggins of religious exemption to skip COVID-19 vaccine. Local guidelines now make Warriors forward ineligible to play home games. The NBA has denied Canadian Andrew Wiggins' request for a vaccination exemption, leaving the Golden State Warriors swingman ineligible to play home games until he meets San Francisco's vaccination requirement. The ruling was announced Friday, hours after the New York Knicks said their entire roster is vaccinated, making all their players eligible to play in their home games. Because of the local coronavirus regulations in New York and San Francisco, the Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, and the Warriors are required to be vaccinated to play in their home arenas unless exemptions for medical or religious reasons apply. Wiggins from Brown sought an exemption from the league for religious reasons. The NBA has reviewed and denied Andrew Wiggins' request for the religious exemption from the San Francisco Department of Public Health's order requiring COVID-19 vaccination for all participants age 12 and older at large indoor seating events, the league said in a statement. Wiggins will not be able to play in the Warriors home games until he fully fulfills the city's vaccination requirements. The San Francisco Department of Public Health made clear earlier Friday there would be no exemption for anyone 12 and older at large indoor gatherings. Under the current order, if unvaccinated, they cannot enter indoor areas regardless of the reason they are unvaccinated and cannot test out for this requirement, even if they have a medical or religious exemption, it said in a statement. NBA says unvaccinated players can play. Unvaccinated players are allowed to play the season through the NBA, has said they will have to be tested daily on practice and travel days, and at least once, possibly more, on game days. Fully vaccinated players will not be subject to daily testing. However, the Knicks, Nets, and Warriors face stricter rules because of their local regulations, which the NBA has told the teams do not apply to visiting clubs. Um, so yeah, that's about it. Do you guys have any like thoughts or anything on it?
Who was the other guy? Remember, like a while ago, it was like the same story because of their religion. They
yeah,
did.
Yeah, it's
we
like
talked about it, I think, on here.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's weird. It's because of like I don't even know what his religious reason is, like what like I don't know what religion that is either, but
That could
yeah.
easily be bullshit.
Yeah, I think that's like kind of a way to get
Probably
her.
why they denied it.
What?
Probably why they denied his exemption.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's weird because of like the it's weird. Some places are like doing really well with handling COVID and other places are like just doing worse. So yeah, I guess that's
I
why they
think
have
some
to.
form of Christian group are saying that you shouldn't get the vax. It
Yeah,
doesn't, go connect with the Bible or something weird like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. That's
that's
probably just
weird.
one group of individuals that believe that. Like for example, I was trying to get home from downtown today, and I was by myself, and I had to use Google Maps to get to the bus stop because I didn't know where I was going. And in like that big like open area, I don't I don't know what it's called, but like it's
Oh,
open
in
area
front
in
of
downtown.
isn't it art gallery or like?
Maybe. Anyway, there's
In
just
front
some
of
guy
where?
talking about. Sorry.
In front of what?
There's a bunch of protesters there like last year about the climate change and BLM and all that. It's like
Oh.
a very open area. Maybe the art gallery. That's an
Yeah, there's many
old big.
places that they could be.
Yeah,
Um,
it's close to like I don't know. It's by Nordstrom maybe. But anyway,
oh, okay.
there's a guy like talking to pretty much nobody on like a microphone, talking about
Mhm.
how Jesus Christ is like our Lord and Savior, and that. And this is one thing I don't like about Christians. Like I believe in God, I believe in Jesus Christ, all that. But I don't like when people like there's little kids there and this guy's saying like God says in the Bible in verse blah 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 that if we believe in him that we will have eternal light, blah blah blah, and that we have to believe. So basically the guy's trying to get people to believe in Jesus Christ because he thinks that if they do and if they believe in God and all that, just because they believe that
Mhm.
they'll be sent to heaven and have eternal life. Now, in my opinion, I disagree with that. If you agree with that, that's completely fine. Um, because that's your religion. But I don't think that's the case. And if you tell a little kid, and there's like 4-year-olds there, if you tell like a 4-year-old, hey, if you don't believe in some God, then you're going to hell pretty much for your whole afterlife. I don't think they'd be pretty happy. I would be scared shitless if I was 5 years old and someone told me that. Dude, I go cry for like literally. I would talk to my mom and I would be like no, seriously though, it's not good.
Yeah,
I don't like when people do that. They say they preach that shit. They're doing it so that they're trying to save people in their eyes. But that's like terrorism. People bombed like oh by the way, I should bring this up. 9/11 was also a factor, so I just want to condolences. But the plane went into the towers because somebody thought I'm gonna do what's right for my religion. I'm gonna kill everybody, right? Because they think that killing everyone with them is a good thing, right? So, but it's a bad thing in society because that's a crime that you're committing or that's murder. That's, that falls under so much legislative like laws. And so it's kind of the same thing. Like it's if someone's like, well, not the same thing, but it's the same sort of system because they think they're trying to do good, but in reality, they're just harassing people and scaring the public. So but then there's people like me that are like, yeah, like this guy's just nonsense. Or there's people that, believe with them and side with them and say, you're right, good job, thanks for doing this.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Yeah, I think yeah, he's just trying to be really persuasive. Like he
yeah,
can do that, but it's really annoying. I just ignore it cuz
yeah,
yeah, it's I can see what you're saying. It's
hmm
yeah,
it's kind of like forcing. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like shoving it down your throat. It's like you better believe now, or otherwise you're gonna hell. It's like I don't know. It's like in a way, it's like I see. Oh, like they think they're doing a good thing, but like
yeah,
I don't know. There's people like that a lot in downtown though. Like one
mhm.
of
yeah,
my friends, I saw on like his story or whatever. He was like, yeah, he was like get a selfie, and he was in downtown. He was like skating in downtown, and there's like an anti-mask. Like they had like an anti-mask rally and stuff, and he's like wearing his mask and shit, and he's like taking selfies with them and stuff. But dude, yeah, there's like a lot of crazy people in downtown. I guess that guy
yeah,
might have been one of those crazy people because
maybe.
I don't know.
So, in my opinion, if God in the Bible is a very complicated thing in life, right? It's pretty much a mystery, right? It's like it could be a riddle, it could be whatever. We don't really know. That's why it separates different. Christian groups and Catholic groups and whatnot. That's what creates those groups. And one thing is like they don't a lot of the stuff in the Bible is what pretty much separates them from their beliefs. Like for example, I don't really know what group of Christian that this guy would fall into. I don't know the names. I'm not really like an expert on that. But I do know that by him thinking that, if you don't believe in God, and he was reciting the verse, I don't remember what he said. He was talking about like there's a verse saying like, yeah, if you believe, then you will be fine. But in my opinion, I think that that's kind of a metaphor. I don't think he's like being
Mm-hmm.
straight up with it because think of it like this: if you believe in Santa and you believe in the magic of Christmas, it's gonna make your experience for Christmas a lot better because you're waiting for Santa to deliver the gifts under the trees and you're waiting, and that's kind of the main thing of Christmas when it comes to a kid, you know, wanting gifts from the North Pole. So if you don't believe in Santa, you can still celebrate Christmas completely fine. You can open gifts if you don't, if your family doesn't teach like about Santa and like all that stuff, and you can celebrate Christmas just as well. Open gifts with your family, share gifts among themselves, right? It's the same thing when it comes to that. If you believe in God, you'll probably have a lot of a better, um, you'll be a lot more prepared, in like afterlife, or you'll be like a lot more ready for what's to come, if that makes sense. But if somebody doesn't believe in God and they're a really nice person, they've donated to charities, they've given up life, they've done cancer research. The best things that humankind can do as an individual, or like I don't know how to phrase that. The best that you can do to be on this earth, and just because you don't believe in a God and you don't get into heaven, to me that's pretty bullshit. I believe that if you're a good person, that you will get into heaven, whether you believe in God or not. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And if you believe in God, then it's probably better, right? But the metaphor is saying if you believe in God, then you will be in the heaven and you will spend eternal life with God. You're preparing yourself for that, and you will be a lot better experience, right? Like think of it like this: if you are friends with someone that's Muslim and believes in Allah, and you guys both die, and you go into, I don't know if they have a heaven, but let's say there is. The guy that's Muslim that studied Islamic or Muslim teachings is gonna have so much more understanding. For us, we're gonna be like, what the hell is this? We gotta learn all about this. Oh, this is Allah. This is Osama bin Laden. It's like you gotta learn all that stuff. So it's probably a lot better if you believed in them. If that makes sense. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So I don't know if I was explaining that right, but yeah.
Yeah, there definitely, honestly, there definitely is a God. Cause like, dude, we're in like such a like. I think the universe is infinite, but like, who knows what's out there?
Who
Like,
knows? We could be in a laboratory right now.
yeah, uh,
Hmm.
it's like a mystery. But
Very nice.
I think
Like,
the way to do it is like believe in a God because like um even if they aren't real, nothing like there's nothing bad. But if they are real, then that's good, right? Because
Yeah.
if you
yeah,
don't
I
believe,
saw
then it's like you missed out.
yeah.
Very
lately
good.
in our religion, we have like a religion class because I go to like it's like a Catholic school, but it's kind of cool because a lot of the teachings right now, it's not like in grade 8 and 9, it was like, oh, memorize the Bible, memorize this, memorize that, and it was like, okay, like cool, but like I'm not really learning anything. Then in this year, it's cool because it's more like philosophical of like approaches to like why you think God is real, why like and like it's like factual. So like one of the things that we learned is called Pascal's wager. Basically what ET said. So like let's say that so there's like two options. Either God's real or he's not real. And then let's say there's and then the other two options is you believe or you don't believe. If God's real and you believe, then like you have like eternal life with God or whatever, and you'll be like chilling in heaven or whatever. And then let's say God's real and you don't believe. So then what? You're just like stuck in like hell or like purgatory or whatever. And then let's say what's the other one? Yeah, so it's just like it's kind of like outweigh your options, you know what I mean? Or God's real and or like yeah, God's real and you don't believe. It's like kind of just like missing out. And
Exactly.
then there was like one of the questions was like, so what happens if you don't pick anything? Well, it's like you can't not pick anything because you're gonna die. Like you'll die before you can fully commit to one side. So it's like I don't know. It's interesting with all that stuff and like it's actually kind of a cool class because we're going over a lot of like the more philosophical things and like I don't know, like structured arguments, I guess. But yeah,
You'll
I
get like a lot of uh like I've had people that I know in life that are atheists. Like somebody I met was like, yeah, when you die, some people are like, I've met and they're like, yeah, hell's real, but heaven isn't, or heaven is and hell isn't. And some people have said like, if you die, it's like we just fall asleep. It's like we were never, created. Just like how we were never alive until we were. Like
yeah,
we
like
don't remember.
consciousness and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like we don't remember stuff from the past that we weren't born because we weren't born. But then there's also like people that are native that I know that their culture believes in reincarnation, which the only reason why I don't believe in that is because if reincarnation would be real, then there's pretty much just a endless loop of life cycles for a person, right? So let's say we're in reincarnation right now. Why am I able to be present in this moment and able to remember what's happening in my life if it's just an endless loop? Because none of it would matter, if that makes sense. So my last life, I don't remember because that wasn't technically me. So what's making me remember this right now if it's all gonna go away? You know what I'm saying? It's just an endless loop that I can't prevent. If you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
So
And then
not.
the other thing is
It's
like,
really complicated. That.
how many times can you reincarnate? So if it is an endless loop, then like, but what if you only get reincarnated once or a couple times? Like that's all confusing. I'm
yeah,
trying to find.
they also believe that the ancestors of the natives are a part of the Northern Lights. Their
Oh
spirit,
yeah, I remember that.
yeah, are with
Yeah.
that. So you probably will die in native religion, according to them, I guess. But there could be ethnic groups of that. Why are you in the classroom?
I'm trying to find. Oh shit, I'm gonna wrong. I'm still sharing. I forgot about that. But anyways, I'm trying to find there's like this whole like article that we are reading in class. It's actually pretty interesting, bro. Let me find it. It was about okay, so it's like it's on the whole point if like oh let me I wouldn't show my grades or anything. Yeah, let's go into it.
But yeah, I
Let me
was
show my
gonna say
screen.
about reincarnation. It's like that's so complicated. Like
Yeah.
I would rather be dead and have the eternal life than be again and again and again, or I would rather be reincarnated into another animal, not into a
Yeah,
human.
that's. I think that's a part of it. Like
That
a
would
lot of
be,
natives, they
but
turn
not
into
forever.
eagles.
Maybe like a couple times, maybe like one
Oh
or
yeah,
two, like,
Yeah.
and then I would be done. That would be
yeah,
cool.
So
yeah. I
like
Honestly,
think
that
like
might be it. It could be.
yeah.
reincarnation, for some natives, I guess, because I don't know much about it, because there could be different groups, just like there's different groups for Christianity. There probably is, because I know that the Northern Lights, some natives believe that it is the spirits. So, with using that logic, the reincarnation only lasts so long, right? So, maybe the spirits and the Northern Lights are finally being free in their spirit. I think what it is like the myth or whatever is like the spirits are in the Northern Lights and they're traveling. So it's a
Oh,
traveling group of natives that are finally their spirits are finally going off. It's like that. It's kind of like related to the Lord of the Rings. One of the scenes, there was a group of elvish. There was an elvish flock of elves that were walking in like a ceremony, and they were walking in the forest to meet the afterlife. They were leaving Middle Earth. So it's kind of like that, I think, in a way. They're leaving, their spirit is leaving this world onto the next.
Or maybe they're leaving to go into their next
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
Maybe they're
Mhm.
leaving to go get reincarnated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Dude,
could be true.
I found some of like the questions that we were going over in class. So
Yeah.
like one of the things, so there's like it's an article or whatever, and it says explain three different arguments that the author uses to show that by using reason we can find evidence for God's existence. So one of them was that there must be a cause for everything that exists. All right, so the
That's if you're
cause,
not atheist. But I
huh?
believe in that, yes.
Okay, so this here example, the cause for this water bottle is to hold water, you know? And
Mhm.
then we can, so we'll keep, like, let's say we keep going on this. So what's like, I don't know, cause for the mouse so I can fucking go on podcasts and stuff.
Mhm.
And then it's
Bro,
like, hey, let's see my freaking
sheesh.
answers here.
Can you see the?
Um,
Oh no, there's no laser.
so people that believe in like the Big Bang Theory, nothing can happen just like out of nothing, if that makes sense.
Oh
So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there, and then basically the effect here. Let's see what it says. There must be a cause for everything that exists, and the cause cannot be greater than the effect. So, using the Big Bang theory of creation, there is no cause. It simply just happened, therefore making the effect greater than the cause. So, like nothing can, you know what I mean? So then, using that, um
Oh, that makes
there
sense.
must be God because nothing can just happen out of nothing. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
no way my water bottle could have just appeared out of nowhere, or
Yeah,
there's no
that's.
way humans
I've
just could have came onto like Earth. You know?
yeah, I've thought about that. Like how like did we just like I thought like did we just come from nothing? Like we just appeared all of a sudden. That's like
Yeah.
so
Like, and
weird.
then yeah, there's like three arguments. I'll do another one. So, complex ordered objects were designed by an intelligent designer. The meaning of an intelligent designer is someone that is all-knowing and responsible for our existence. In the article, the author says that we are made for a purpose. However, just because humans can reproduce, their sole purpose is to not create life. Humans are not capable of creating life, only other humans. Using this way of thinking further solidifies the idea that everything was created by an intelligent designer. So, like, but it's on the same first point as like we can't just like make like people, you know what I mean? It's not like someone just like pulled up on Earth and then they're like, okay, let's start making humans. Like there had to be someone above that like knew about it and started like doing
Well,
this.
one thing in the Bible they say is that God is like water. We never, as humans, created water. It's naturally there. So I think in the Bible it says that God is, when people ask, who made God? Well, God is a natural being. It's a natural thing, just like water, just like the air. It's a
Mhm.
natural thing that was just always there.
But the water and the air, because you know how like
Yeah, yeah,
the Big Bang thing, they're like, okay, so like I think it's like two molecules like combined it and then they started like rapidly like doing it.
Yeah.
But then what created the molecules, right?
yeah.
And then okay,
That's
so
the
then that was another universe. Okay, what who created the other universe? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it can keep going like infinitely to like it's like yeah, there's like yeah, nothing can happen out of like something just can't appear. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make
yeah.
sense using like
Mhm.
But then
logic.
think of it like this. Who created God? Well, someone
He
must
was
have
always
created God. Well, who created the guy that created God?
Mhm.
Well, someone must have created the guy
yeah,
that created God. So then there's a loop. So it's so
yeah,
that's probably like one of the biggest mysteries of life.
It is. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. There's like it's even the point of creating like it's like humans are naturally just curious and want answers to the even the idea of humans creating an idea of God or like someone like higher power is like a totally like human concept. Isn't that like so weird? Like no other species thought, oh yeah, there's definitely like a god or like someone, a higher power or something. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, some animals. I've seen monkeys speak hand language before, but yeah, I know
But
what you
it's like they can't like they can we did like a thing on this too. They can like express themselves based on their like desires and stuff. Like if they need to go to the washroom, they'll do that. Or like they can get
mean.
taught to use hand like sign
Yeah,
language with
I'm
never
pretty
fully
sure they don't think, hey, there's a
grasp.
god. But
Yeah, yeah, they're not gonna be like, yo, they're not gonna pull up to the other monkey and be like, yo, do you believe in God? Like, you know what I mean? They
yeah,
can't grasp that. And then, okay, the one other argument in this thing was every civilization has believed in God or deities. So basically, it says all of these early civilizations came to the same conclusion using common sense. They all knew that there were no explanation for the existence, and as a result, all believed in gods or deities. So like every like early civilization was just like there's no other way to explain it. Like using common sense. It just like it would make
yeah,
sense.
definitely. I don't get how people are atheists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't, yeah, I'm not like I believe in God. It's like hard to make time for it, but like yeah, like I don't know, using like, just like common sense, like it makes sense, you know.
Hmm.
Using logic, I don't know.
Yeah,
Common
cause like if you
logic.
think about it, if we're just here, and then like once we're like dead, like it's just nothing. That's like so sad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like we're here
what's
and
the
like
point
everyone's
of
gonna
being
die.
here?
So then like what's the whole point of our life? Dude, there's like
Yeah.
existential crisis on the podcast. Yeah, dude, like what the hell is the point
I'm
if we're
sure there's
just
an answer for in the Bible for this, but how come we have to live through Earth? Because the Bible is saying that what we're going through right now in our life is very painful when it comes to comparing it to heaven.
yeah.
Because we have to go through pain, suffering, trying to live, all that stuff. But why are we here in the first place? Because I know I've read some Genesis. I know that Adam and Eve ate the berry, and that created the whole different mindset of human beings. So maybe that has something to do with it. There's probably an answer for that. But I do think that there's definitely an afterlife. I do think that another question. If you guys watch The Good Place, you'll understand this. But basically, when you go into heaven, right? Think of it like this: the reason why we are having a fun life for the most part, and like have a very I want to live type of energy, unless you're depressed and want to die. But other for most people, people are like, I want to enjoy life. I'm gonna make up for as much time as I have on this earth, and then I'm dead. Let's say we never died. Don't you think it would get boring? Don't you think living here for our whole life would be boring? So my question is, if you're in heaven and you spend eternity there, and it's like a paradise, right? You can do anything you want. Just like when you get a new video game, you play the heck out of it because you love it so much when you first get it, and then when you complete it and you've done everything, what is there left to do, right? So,
But the thing is, eternity's like for like this is another thing. It's like
Hmm.
human we can't even understand the
yeah,
concept of eternity.
Our
Eternity is like
brains can't handle it.
literally forever. And so if heaven is literally an eternity and then our afterlife is eternal, then like it's literally like the world on crack because it's like
Hmm.
I don't even like there's no idea like is there any
You
ideas
can't
for like
it,
what heaven is?
you can't
there's,
interpret it. It's really hard to.
there's definitely
It's
like
like
I should probably search that up. Like, there's probably something in the Bible talking about how there's like what the afterlife is gonna be like. Like, I'm gonna search it up right now.
hmm.
What is
And
heaven
then the
like?
whole thing with like the Bible and stuff is confusing because like in a lot of it's like just like oh it's like a metaphor for this when like oh it didn't happen like a lot of the Genesis story like the fruit or whatever or no like the talking snake like probably didn't happen it's just like a metaphor for
Yeah,
like the like it's like the devil on your shoulder and the
yeah.
angel it's like self conflict
It's a
sort of thing
story.
it's
Yeah.
right like.
So I've seen this before, but I'm gonna read it for you guys. So heaven, it is primarily God's dwelling place in the biblical tradition, a parallel realm where everything operates according to God's will. So God controls the whole thing pretty much. Heaven is a place of peace, love, community, and worship where God is surrounded by a heavenly court and other heavenly beings. Another question, what did Jesus say about heaven? So Jesus taught his followers to pray. He says, "Thy kingdom come on earth as in heaven." From as early as the 3rd century, some Christian teachers tried to blend this with type of Platonic belief, generating the idea of, quote, leaving earth and going to heaven, end quote, which became mainstream by the Middle Ages. So, will we recognize each other in heaven? Uh, I have no doubt that we'll recognize each other there. The Bible indicates that we know each other more fully than we do now. Well, that's interesting. The Bible indicates we will know each other more fully than we do now. And yet his disciples still recognized him, and so did Moses, and Elijah came from heaven to speak with him.
Damn. You
Well,
know, in like the Good Place and stuff, how they say it's like the you remember like the true soulmate thing?
Yeah.
Like even like oh like and like that's a weird thing. Like you know someone more than you do on Earth. That's like
But
I
then
guess
what's
it's
the whole
because
point of getting married and all that?
yeah, because it's like if that's like the most like purest like if you know someone like to that extent like the most purest like how like what else would you know?
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't I don't think that that's real, like the whole soulmate thing.
Yeah, that's like confused. But then like I don't know. It's so confusing
Also,
because it's
what
like
it gets more confusing. Like,
as you
what
go
are
on.
like guardian angels doing? Right? They have
Yeah.
heaven. Why are they looking after? Like, what are they doing? You know?
mhm.
Maybe that's like a job that they have. You know, in like heaven or something. And then I don't know,
Yeah,
but
you
like,
get the missions.
They're just
yeah,
spectating, bro.
it's yeah,
They
Honestly,
finished the
maybe
game, they're just
that's just
spectating.
people in heaven and that's their mission. They're doing that.
maybe. But like,
Hmm.
what is that gonna do for us? Like, what are they? I want to search it up. What do archangels do? Because I know they're supposed to help us, but like, in what way? Let's see. What
Do
do
right
arch?
choices. I don't know. Look after you.
Like, how did they intervene? Like, they don't, like,
Just with the power. Something. I don't know.
So the individually inhabit immortal. Okay, what? They individually inhabit immortal bodies that operate in the physical world to protect, guide, and inspire humanity in the spirit world.
Mhm.
The Avesta explains the origin and name of archangels or Emesha Spentes. What that is not what I imagined. What can guardian angels do? Is a type of angel that is assigned to protect and guide a particular person, group, or nation. Belief in tutelary beings can be traced throughout all antiquity. The idea of angels that guard over people played a major role in ancient Jerusalem or Judaism. Sorry. Um, there's not much else here. Um, have you guys heard of like that other thing? It's Christianity. They say that I don't know. It's kind of talking about so to dive deeper into the idea of if you believe in God, you will be saved or whatever. Because in the Bible, they say that people that take it logistically, they say that if you believe in God, uh, well, first of all, it all goes down to your belief. But from what I've heard, people say that pretty much there's going to be an interdimensional war or some shit because Satan's going to be able to attack our dimension because of shit that we do that makes him able to get into our dimension. For example, they think that by us doing stuff, humans like doing rituals, by doing like stuff like the Ouija board, the more that we do that, they think that it will open the door even more and more and more so that it's an access point for Satan to come into our dimension and kill everybody. Now, I'm gonna give my opinion because right now I could have added so much stuff to like what I want to say, but I'm gonna wait until after I'm done because there's gonna be a lot. So basically, Satan's supposed to come through the freaking door, no knocking, no nothing, take over, and then that's when in the Bible it says God's gonna come back to Earth when the world's gonna end. So he comes back to Earth and all the angels and everything. Apparently, it says that you're gonna hear trumpets, and then you're gonna be raised up to heaven.
Industry baby. Boom.
The people that
Ba-dum-ba-dum, bum,
believe,
bum, ba-dum-ba-dum.
That's a theme song.
yeah, the people that believe they're gonna go into heaven, and the people that don't, they're gonna suffer and die in the end of the world. So I'm pretty much done. So I'm gonna give my opinion. I want to hear your guys's. So I don't think that Satan. This is just my opinion. I think that the thing of hell. I don't think this is just my personal opinion. I don't believe it to be some fiery hell shit. It could be. I'm open to that totally, but I think it's mainly in the Bible because it says like Satan was an angel, and then he was a guy that was like, "Hey, I don't want to listen to this guy anymore. I don't want to, be under his rule. I want to, why can't we just be? Why do we have to listen to this boss man? So he gets banished from heaven because God sees like bad things in him, or like the dark side, as you could say. So he creates a whole new dimension for him. Boom, here you go, your whole new shit. You can control everything you want, do whatever the fuck you want, right? I don't even know if they talk about him being like a bad guy or anything like that, but he doesn't seem, from what I've seen, he doesn't seem like a bad person. But then also it's like, do I believe in demons? Um, I'm open to it. Do I? I don't know. So I don't think I don't know if he would want to attack Earth. Like, why would he? Right? Like using my knowledge and my logic. Um, so that's that. But what do you guys think?
Where was that from?
Like the story
Yeah.
that I kind of gave. That's based off of like a lot of Christian beliefs and like a lot of stuff from the Bible. They say that that's gonna happen.
Okay. Could happen. Cause I don't know. Satan was angel of God was an angel, right? And then yeah. I don't know. Could happen. But I think God can do anything he wants. Like he's
Yeah.
got
So
all
why
the
would he let
power.
him?
He can.
Why would you let him do that?
But I don't know. I just wanna like touch on the heaven thing. Like it's so weird, cause like if they say you'll be in heaven forever, that's so long. There has to be something to do with the time that you don't feel like you're there forever, right? Cause
Yeah.
that's like torture.
Yeah. True. But then, what is there to live for? You know?
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to like.
Is there a concept of time in heaven? Like, you know what
What
I
is
mean?
time?
Maybe there's no time there,
Maybe.
and you can't tell. I don't
Well, then
know.
how are you gonna say, "Hey, I'm going to dinner with Kobe"? Like,
I don't know.
Because, like,
We'll
if you
just
think
have to
about it,
see.
time
yeah.
is
The
like,
mysteries. No.
there's like this, we learned about this, like, religion, like, 9 or something. There's, like, two different times. There's, like, chronological time, which is, like, what humans use. It's, like, our time. That's, like, day, month, year, like, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like our way of time, which is called, it's like chronos, so like chronological.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Kratos, which is like God's time.
Yeah.
So it's like in like Genesis, they say it's like he created the world in 7 days, but it's like 7 days, uh,
Could have
like
been
it
7
could be
months.
a metaphor for something else. Like Kratos could literally just be like any, like God's time could be like literally anything. Like we have no idea. Like, so it like even like the concept of time is kind of like a human construct if you think about it. So it's like, is there even time in Like, you know what I mean? Will we remember anything of like our life? Because if we do, then how would we remember time? You know what I mean?
Well,
Mhm.
I mean, that's what the Google said. It said that we'll know more of a person than you did on Earth.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Weird, man. It's all about, it all goes down to your personal opinion and your ideas and
Mhm.
concepts at the end
You
of
just
the day.
gotta wait to see.
Mhm.
Dude, that's like I'm gonna be like at that point where I'm gonna have to see what it's all about.
The idea of that scares me because it's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
mystery.
It's
It's
like
not
it's